I got it from my mother, who got it from her parents, and it goes back to my great-grandfather, who managed a shipyard during World War I. And after the war, he traveled around the world and brought home some souvenirs. And this was one of them. I picked it up in Paris in 1923.
And we have an original bill of sale, and it's dated 1923, and it came from Arnold Seligman in Paris.
This jewel belongs to a rare and almost vanished category, Renaissance marriage jewelry, created not merely for adornment, but as a symbolic object meant to embody faith, union, and mortality. Dating to the late 16th century, the piece reflects Central European craftsmanship with stylistic elements typical of Germanic and Austrian courts. Its design is dense with meaning, religious and marital symbolism layered into gold, enamel, and rose-cut diamonds. Such jewels were commissioned for aristocratic unions, serving as both celebration and moral reminder. That this example survives with documented provenance is extraordinary. Purchased in 1923 from a leading Parisian connoisseur, the jewel stands apart from countless attributed pieces whose histories remain uncertain. Here, scholarship, symbolism, and survival align, allowing the object to speak clearly across more than 4 centuries.
This jewel had been made for Gabriel Bethlen. He was the Prince of Transylvania in honor of his marriage to Catherine of Brandenburg, and that it dates from the late 16th century. There are many pieces out there that have attributions that are never quite correct, but this piece is 100% correct. At auction, I would place a value on this of somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000.
That's a lot.
Well, as we would say in the business, try to find another one.
Yeah.
I have a ring that I had inherited from my grandmother. And other than I know it's diamonds and a sapphire, I don't know much about it. I know that it's inscribed TJOD to ALOD, December, or DEC 25, 1913.
This ring reflects the quiet confidence of Edwardian era luxury, where refinement and restraint signaled wealth more clearly than excess. Created in 1913, its 3-stone design symbolized past, present, and future, an enduring theme in engagement jewelry of the period. The old European cut diamonds display soft brilliance, while the sapphire anchors the composition with depth and color. In the early 20th century, elite jewelers were extraordinarily selective, reserving only the finest gemstones for their most important commissions. Untreated sapphires were especially prized, valued for their natural color and rarity, paired with a platinum mounting and meticulous proportions. This ring represents a moment when craftsmanship, materials, and meaning aligned seamlessly. An heirloom intended not just to celebrate a single occasion, but to endure across generations. Some objects carry value far beyond materials or craftsmanship, becoming vessels of memory, survival, and loss.
The ring is a sapphire and diamond 3-stone ring, and it is signed by Tiffany Company. We feel that there is a good chance that this might be a sapphire from Burma. Also, in this period, we would not expect any treatments. It hasn't been heated. If we sent the stone to a lab and could determine that it was a Burma sapphire with no heat, you might be looking at a value of $25,000 to $35,000 at auction.
Oh my gosh.
Now, if you walked into Tiffany's and had to replace this ring, I don't think you could replace it for under $100,000. It's a really nice ring.
Oh my gosh.
It has everything going for it. If I had to insure it, I would put probably $20,000 on it because I don't think you could find one.
Wow. This bracelet was my husband's grandmother, Hilda. It's a very sad story in the end because Hilda never made it out of Germany alive.
Some objects carry value far beyond materials or craftsmanship, becoming vessels of memory, survival, and loss. This bracelet is one such piece. Its importance lies not only in rarity, but in the story it carries through generations marked by displacement and tragedy. Preserved privately rather than locked away, it remained a living connection to a family interrupted by history. Visits to ancestral places like the family home in Frankfurt transformed jewelry into testimony, proof that lives once lived cannot be erased. Even the rediscovery of a lost bracelet through a dream speaks to the emotional gravity such heirlooms can hold. In cases like this, provenance is inseparable from meaning, and the object becomes both artifact and witness, carrying personal history that no replacement could ever replicate.
And certainly not with the whole story. So I'm glad you came.
Said I was going to try not to cry.
You don't have to be
Yes.
happy.
Well, my mother gave it to me as a wedding present about 20 years ago. And before that, it had been a gift to my mother from her great aunt Helen Hayes. I had a friend who sort of intimated that it was costume jewelry and the stones were glass. And then I showed someone a photograph of it, and they said, well, you know, those stones, I think they're real, and I'll give you $1,000 for it.
This bracelet sits at the intersection of theater, fashion, and 20th century design history. Its story begins with Helen Hayes, known as the First Lady of American Theater, whose career spanned more than 8 decades and earned her one of the earliest EGOT distinctions. The bracelet's bold Maltese cross design points directly to the revolutionary collaboration between Fulco Santo Stefano della Cerda and Coco Chanel in the late 1920s and 1930s. At a time when costume jewelry was still controversial, Chanel redefined luxury by blending artistry with wearability. Unlike most surviving examples, this bracelet is crafted with real gemstones and precious materials, elevating it from fashionable accessory to historic masterpiece.
To say that this is a rare piece is an understatement. We think a very conservative auction estimate would be at least $100,000 to $150,000.
Goodness. Oh, my word. What a treasure.
My father wanted to buy it from the estate for $20,000. And his mom had said, don't buy it. You can't wear that anywhere. It's an invitation to murder.
Totally fitting that she wore it as a flapper because it firmly dates to the mid-1920s.
This piece belongs squarely to the height of the Art Deco era, around 1925, when jewelry celebrated both technical ingenuity and unapologetic glamour. Designed as a convertible necklace that separates into 2 bracelets, it reflects a period fascination with versatility, luxury that adapted to different settings and social moods. Crafted in platinum and set with old European cut diamonds, the piece totals roughly 23 carats, including a commanding central stone. These diamonds trace their origins to the Cape mines of Cape Colony, discoveries that transformed diamonds from rare curiosities into symbols of modern wealth. Likely produced in New York City, then a global jewelry manufacturing hub, the necklace was meant to dazzle under low light, perfect for ballrooms, jazz clubs, and glittering soirees of the Roaring 20s.
All together, it's about 23 carats of diamonds. Conservatively, I would give it an auction estimate of $60,000 to $90,000. And I would not be surprised by any means if it performed at the high end of that range.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
It is beautiful.
Oh, how fun.